Hello there.
I'm Arnie.
I'm Doug.
You're watching Pepper Tree Villa's Daily Dose of Disney. I hope
On location.
Yeah, we're out and about right now. I had to go into the office to do some things, and just happened to just hit a time when we were able to sit in our parked car, so we can talk with you for a little while. Hope you're having a good Friday. It's been an odd Friday for us.
Just odd in general.
Yeah,
Doesn't feel like a Friday. It just feels like a day.
And Lena, hello from the Walmart parking lot.
Well, yeah.
We are in the parking lot of my gym. The gym is closed, but the parking lot's available, and we just had something to eat. So we needed to stop for a second and eat something.
We need sustenance.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh my goodness, there's a crow over there.
That's a giant crow.
Here, let me take a look at this. Take a look at that.
That bird is huge.
That's a big crow.
It's making a huge mess, too.
He's looking for food.
Yeah.
He's definitely looking for food. Okay, everyone. Let's go ahead and come back to this.
You know when there's a whole bunch of crows all together? It's called a murder.
Yeah, it's a murder of crows. Sam went in and I stayed in the truck. Excited to be out of the house. Absolutely, Lena. Boy, that crow is making a huge mess.
A huge mess.
But he knows what he's doing to scavenge for food. Now he's down on the ground, and he's going to be tearing through the bag and looking for stuff to eat in there.
Oh my gosh. I'm not picking it up.
Yeah, he thinks that there's going to be something in there, but there really isn't anything. So, hello, Surfer Girl 326. Hello, Sherry.
We're just
welcome.
Fascinated by wildlife.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's one of those things that we just don't see very often anymore. We seem to be inside all the time. But let's go ahead and get started for this daily dose of Disney. It is April 10th. Happens to be National Cinnamon Crescent Day. So if you've got a crescent roll recipe, add some cinnamon to it, and you'll be celebrating the national holiday. What do you think?
I like crescent rolls.
I do too.
I didn't know there were cinnamon versions of them.
Yeah, well, you can do anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's also my friend Eric's birthday. Eric actually happens to be my nephew's boss, too.
Oh.
So, yeah. So, happy birthday, Eric. I'll make sure to mention you at some point so that Jeff can point you to the video and tell you, yeah, in about 2.5 minutes he says happy birthday. So, anyway. National Cinnamon Crescent Day. Got it. April 10th, 1927. This is the first day that Walt has delivered a cartoon called Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. He delivered a cartoon to Charles Mintz in New York. The cartoon was called Poor Papa. But it was not the first Oswald cartoon that was viewed. This one was actually rejected initially, but then they said, nah, I guess it's not so bad after all. And they went ahead and released it a year later on June 11th, 1928. So it's part of it. They did about, I don't remember how many Oswald cartoons they did, but even in this cartoon, this particular cartoon, Poor Papa, is not part of the DVD set that was released in 2007, but it was released on the signature edition of the Blu-ray of Pinocchio in 2017.
Didn't know that.
Cartoon was directed by Walt Disney. So Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, the first cartoon ever of Oswald, was finished and delivered on this day. 1942, another short cartoon, Donald Duck. However, I'm sure a lot of you have seen this one. This is called Donald's Snow Fight. It's when Donald, aggravated in a sledding accident, he has an all-out snow war with his nephews.
It's great.
Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Yeah, and Clarence Nash, the voice of Donald Duck, did all voices for all 4 ducks in that cartoon. So, hi, Mar. And Rachel, I had not seen you join. Thank you for being here. I hope the wind isn't too much. Is there too much wind on that? Let me know. Hope the sound is okay. I do feel a breeze coming in the car, so I don't know if the wind is bothering the microphone of the phone. 1964. On this day, Walt Disney arrived in New York City. Why was he in New York for this in 1964? Well, the World's Fair was about to start.
He was making sure he was overseeing the construction and making sure He was intimately involved in it.
Oh, good. Look at that. Sam is making a homemade pasta sauce, and he's going to be putting it up over the weekend on a video. Good for you, Lena. That sounds great.
Oh.
So yeah, Walt was making sure that everything is okay. Hey, Mike, how you doing? So yeah, he was overseeing all 4 exhibits. Of course, those exhibits were Mr. Lincoln with Illinois, the Magic Skyway for Ford. He did
Dollhouse.
the Dollhouse, which is what Doug calls It's a Small World. And then he also did Progress Land, or what we know as Carousel of Progress for GE. Speaking of Carousel of Progress, the building that was used for the Carousel of Progress at Disneyland was repurposed in 1974 for an attraction called America Sings. Well, this was very sad to me because I absolutely loved this attraction. But in 1988 on this day, America Sings closed in Tomorrowland. It was there to help celebrate the bicentennial, which happened 1976, so 12 years later after,
It ran its course.
peak into Super Channel. Thank you for joining. Good to have you here. It had been operating since June of 1974, and then when it closed, all the animatronics were then repurposed and put into Splash Mountain. They just redressed everything, gave them different costumes. However, there were some animatronics that never made the cut, and that was like Sam the Eagle and his friend the Owl.
But didn't Sam got repurposed for his body?
The animatronics of Sam the Eagle were used elsewhere.
Yeah.
I'll talk more about America Sings at another time. But that was on this day in 1988. And now, by the way, 10 years later, the building was finally reused again after being converted into offices for such a long time. And it became instead of the Carousel Theater having office space, it then became Innoventions in Tomorrowland at Disneyland.
Yeah.
Yeah, Doug and I were not big fans of Innoventions at Disneyland.
Did not work in here in California. It worked at Epcot, but it did not work in Disneyland.
Yeah, it didn't. 1992. This was a big one. The movie Newsies was released on this day. A choreographer by the name of Kenny Ortega was the director of the film. It starred Christian Bale, David Moscow, and Bill Pullman. Also appearing in the film, Robert Duvall and Margaret and Max Casella. It was about the Newsboys' strike of 1899. It then became a musical, a huge smash hit on Broadway.
Huge.
We loved it. Absolutely loved the show. It was very good. And then on this day in 1992, carrying the banner. Yep.
Yeah.
1992, the hotels at Euro Disneyland were dedicated on this day. They were officially opened. Well, of course, 2 days later, on April 12th, that was going to be the day that Euro Disneyland finally opened to the public in Paris. Actually, outside Paris, in a new town called Marne-la-Vallée. So
Eisner loved him some hotels. He was an obsessive hotel person.
They built a lot of hotels for that too. They had
in Disney World and in Paris.
There was the Disneyland Hotel, which was over the entrance of the park. And then they had the Hotel New York, Newport Bay Club, the Sequoia Lodge, the Hotel Cheyenne, and the Hotel Santa Fe.
Seriously, that's too many.
When I visited, I went to all the hotels to see what they were like. My favorite was the New York Hotel. I really liked that one.
Yeah.
And now that one, I guess, is dedicated to Marvel.
It's a Marvel hotel, yeah.
So that's pretty cool. 1994, on this day at Epcot, a restaurant called Stargate closed. 1994. That restaurant closed, and then eventually it opened up a little later that year as the Electric Umbrella.
1994 was the Electric Umbrella? I feel like it's been there forever.
I know. 1994 it opened. But, of course, the Electric Umbrella did not last. The new renovation that they're doing, hello, Cynthia. The renovation they're doing, it didn't survive.
No. It's tore down. It's now leveled.
They closed the Electric Umbrella on February 15th, just a couple months ago. So it's been gone a couple months already. This one, 2008. You love this one.
Oh, yeah. See, Disneyland got new monorails. They couldn't find the original blueprints, so they found a company in Canada to do them. And the second new Mark 7 monorail blue was delivered to Disneyland. So Disneyland got all new monorails from 2008. They dribbled it for a couple of years. I think it was 7, 8, 9, or 10 or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And they have monorail orange, red, and blue. I only think they have
Yeah.
3.
I think it's 3 that they have.
I'll have to check
Yeah,
on my
you know,
monorails.
It's been a while since I've done the research on the monorails to make sure that that's what they have.
Disneyland has such smaller ones. You can't stand up at Disneyland. You can only sit down.
Yeah.
They're not meant.
It's-
It's an attraction. It's not meant for transportation.
Yeah. I mean, they use it to transport you from Tomorrowland to Downtown Disney and from Downtown Disney to Tomorrowland, but that's about it. And then Cynthia wants to know, what are y'all doing on a Friday night? We might be watching a movie.
Yeah, we don't know if we're gonna be. We still need to get our weekly provisions.
Cynthia's ordering swag from PTV. Cynthia, thank you so
thank
much.
you.
We have new swag in our shop. Go check it out. It's some great little letters. It looks like if you're lost or something, or if found,
Like a child.
like a child. So the note is pinned to the T-shirt. Check it out. You won't. And then guess where the addresses are for, because it's cute. I personally really like this. 2014. So just 6 years ago on this day was the 50th anniversary of It's a Small World that they celebrated. Because remember, it opened at the World's Fair in April of 1964. So some 50 years later, they started celebrating it. And they had hundreds of voices at the Disneyland Resort in California, Walt Disney World in Florida, Tokyo Disneyland, Tokyo Disney Resort in Japan, Disneyland Paris in France, and Hong Kong Disneyland. They all sang the theme song of the happiest cruise that ever sailed the 7 seas. Fans from around the world also were invited to join in. You could sing the song. Smallworld50.com was the website they set up. And you could even create your own virtual Small World doll that looked like yourself. And that was actually to benefit UNICEF. Some 50 years later, they were still
believe that.
benefiting UNICEF for that particular attraction. The New York World's Fair officially opened on April 22nd, 1964. So, and then finally, the last thing that happened was last year on this day, Mickey's PhilharMagic opened a California Adventure in Southern California.
1 year ago today.
1 year ago today. It took the theater of
Wow.
the Muppet Vision 3D. So Muppet Vision was never popular here for some reason. I don't know why. 'Cause I thought it's a cute film. I love it, but it never really caught on here.
No, it didn't. It was not a California thing.
So they closed it, and they finally they were doing a couple things with it, and then Doug is seeing some other people walking around here.
there's people cleaning up messes and stuff.
Yeah. So then, so they finally opened PhilharMagic where the Muppet Vision Theater used to be. They didn't do too much to the theater itself to remodel it.
No, they really didn't, and it's not exactly what's at the Magic Kingdom, but it's pretty much.
It's a representation.
But it's still the same thing. It
Yeah.
just doesn't have all the massive special effects. But it's cute. It just reminds us. To me, it's like a portfolio piece.
Thank you, moderators, for what you do for us. I've seen plenty of you here today, so thank you so much. And also for our support channels, we have Rob Fuzz, More Sunshine Please, Two Real Geeks, D&G Explorers, and the Orlando Guy. And yeah, definitely, Mike, check it out. We have new swag in our shop, so go check it out. You're not going to want to miss that. Oh my goodness, Ben did a great job on his episode. Yes, he did. It was nice. We're actually in the same parking lot that we had that drop off last Friday. So,
Right, we're
same drop off. So anyway, also thank you to those support channels that help us out. And if you missed it, Jim did a live stream today on his channel, More Sunshine Please. He was teaching himself how to draw Mickey Mouse and Stitch. So go check it out. He did a great job with that, and he followed the instructions from Disney Park Vlogs. It was pretty cute. Mm-hmm. Very fun. Mm-hmm. And then later on tonight at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, D&G Explorers is doing a premiere video for their channel. It is another vlog entry. I think it's number 8 for their vlog entry of when they went
crazy.
on the NCL Escape. So don't miss that. You're going to want to check that out. And then on Saturday, 5 Foolish Mortals. They're going to be doing a presentation at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. That's going to include Jim of More Sunshine Please, Charlie of Disney Nerd Herders, D&G Explorers, and then Ben of Pepper Tree Villa. All 5 of them will get together and they will have some fun. talking about the movie Inside Out. So check it out. That's on Five Foolish Mortals on the D&G Explorers channel tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern. Hi, ATJ's H Travel. Thank you so much for being here.
Hello.
I think that is about it for us.
That's about it.
Everyone, thank you so much for joining us for this edition of the Daily Dose of Disney. Really appreciate you spending this time with us. We're going to get going because we actually still have to do a grocery run. So we will talk with you all later. By the way, I didn't post the picture yet, but last night for dinner, I mentioned it yesterday in the stream. We ended up having an egg scramble, and it had various things in it, including spinach. So I'll post that picture on Instagram later this afternoon. And then we also had chocolate cake for dessert, and kind of like a pound cake.
It's a chocolate pound cake.
We will be posting that video probably next week. We're going to be making that chocolate cake again for all of you, so you can enjoy the yumminess as well. So definitely chocolate pound cake goodness. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us with this edition of the Daily Dose of Disney. I'm Arnie.
And I'm Doug.
You've been watching Pepper Tree Villa, and we will see you all around here in the Disney YouTube universe. In the meantime, everyone, have a magical evening and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. See you tomorrow for another edition of the Daily Dose of Disney. Bye, everyone.